With the number of COVID-19 infections in South Africa on the rise, lessons learned from countries like Italy, Spain and the United States are that medical supplies such as sanitizers and masks quickly run out when they're needed most. A black-owned company in Johannesburg, which started off as a home cleaning business, is doing its part to bridge that gap. Our economics reporter Liabo Setho is live for us in Midrand.
Thank you very much. With infections on an evidently upward trend, there's never been a more opportune time for particularly small businesses to come on board and see how they can help the situation. This is why we are basically on a hunt looking for small businesses that are doing amazing things, small businesses that have come to the party and said we can do this. And we have found Basani Cleaners in Midrand here in Johannesburg, and they have, besides manufacturing detergents, which is their everyday core business, have taken this opportunity to try and come up with more masks. We are aware, of course, that masks are in shortage, gloves are in shortage, and they have employed so many people, about more than 40 people here in Midrand, who have come up with ways or who are trying to, make sure that they manufacture about 20,000 gloves a day. And I've asked Macmillan Masoka, who is the founder of Basani Cleaners, to join me so that he can tell us a little bit more about how they are coping with the demand and how they're hoping that, they could help the country at this very important time. Macmillan, thank you so much for making time to speak to us at the SABC. A very important opportunity that you have taken as a business, that when a crisis hits and you saw a need and you stepped in. Tell us about this fast acting and why you decided to go for masks.
So thank you for having us. So when this pandemic happened, companies started calling us to say, listen, because we are primarily a cleaning company, can you come and sanitize our buildings, schools? And so we did that. But then we realized that people were not wearing masks and that people just could not get masks anywhere. And they were being overpriced, the ones that were coming from overseas. So we sat down and decided to bring 3 different businesses together, a manufacturing company, a fashion company, and my company, which is hygiene, to make this.
Tell us about whether they meet the specifications, for instance, of the World Health Organization's of masks. I know that there are a lot of people who are making masks, but they make them differently. How are you making yours?
So these have been tested. We are not certified yet, but they've been tested and they passed. So we use. They've been tested by the companies that test. So it's just that I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the names of the companies that do the testing. Okay. However, we have applied for SABC approval as well. But these are non-woven polypropylene, right? It's the same mask that you get from China, same material, same 3-ply. So this is 3-ply. I don't know if you're able to see this. Yeah, yes. So we do it exactly the same way that Chinese manufacturers do it. And we sell it for much less. Because for us, it's just, we want to get into manufacturing. We have realized that the world was caught off guard. Yeah. People thought, they had manufacturing and it was enough, but we realized that it isn't. So it's time for SMMEs to just start doing other things besides what we've been doing in the past. Yeah.
What I also have noticed is that the amount of people that you have employed here, you have over 40 employees who are doing the daily manufacturing, which is an important factor, particularly at this time where job security is not guaranteed. Tell me about the recruitment and getting people training. I know you are also training others, the jobs aspect of it.
Actually, most of the people that we have here are people that were making clothes for the company. So what we did was we realized that it was not enough, because we started with just 20 people that were making masks. So we had a lot more people requesting masks from us that we had to get 20 more people. Now we have 40. Now we are training more people because we need to have about 150 people. But because the space is limited, we are going to have different shifts, people working different shifts. However, it would be great if we could get funding as well, so that we can move to a bigger place, a bigger space, because we've got the machines. What we need, we've got the raw material. What we need is just space so that we can work.
You talk about needing funding. I know that government, through the Department of Small Businesses, they've made relief payment or relief options available to entrepreneurs. Have you taken advantage of these? And there are others where private companies, such as I believe is the Sukuma Relief Fund, have made available. How far have you gone in terms of taking advantage, and how has the process been? Has it been easy or not?
The process is frustrating. I mean, not just for me. I mean, you go on Twitter, you see all these small businesses that, owners that are complaining about the process. We have applied. However, we are still waiting for a code so that we can actually apply for the funding. So there's just 2 stages to that. But it's not just, frustration with this particular funding. There's always frustration when it comes to funding for SMEs, So we do what we can with what we have.
All right. Yeah. Just give our viewers details of where they can get these masks. I know that a lot of people are looking for masks, and we obviously want them to be able to get them.
Okay. We cannot handle the capacity at the moment, but we are on Twitter at Basani Cleaners, and my email is very clean at basanicleaners.co.za as well.
Midrand, thank you so much for making time to speak to us at the SABC. Well, as you can see, Max says that they're trying to plug in the gap and make sure that everyone is covered, but capacity is an issue. He mentions the issue of space, that they would require more space in order to manufacture more. And we hope that the Department of Small Business would be listening and hopefully expedite this and other kind of applications that have come through their computers. And with that, I'll hand over back to you in studio.